Rev up your engines! Well, Volkswagen profits have plunged 42% in the third quarter. Volkswagen's saying, oh, we're going to have sweeping plans. Yeah, some of it is shutting down factories and stop making cars for a while because they can't sell them. Volkswagen blames it on, and I quote, higher fixed costs and restructuring efforts. I blame it on they make crappy vehicles that fall apart, and their foray into the electric vehicle business isn't working out all that well. Now, for example, they own International, so they got this big hoopla now. They're going to make Scout pickup trucks. They claim they're going to make them in the United States, right? But they also claim that those Scout trucks aren't going to use the electric format that Volkswagen is using in their cars now, that it's going to be a different format. So obviously they screwed up with the format they're using today. This electric car crap is not ready for prime time. Maybe it will be in the future. It isn't presently. If it ever comes to fruition, there's enough charging stations in the United States that they'll have range of 300-400 miles or more, and they can recharge in 5 minutes. But that is so far away if it ever comes that you'd be a fool to buy an electric car today for any kind of permanent long-distance transportation. Maybe you want a little bitty one to go to the grocery store back and forth. Hey, if you can get one cheap enough, the Chinese make them for less than 10 grand. They'll never import them over here because the Americans could never do that, right? But even Volkswagens, they're not making the profit they made because they put so much money into these electric vehicles, and it's failing. Now, Volkswagen won't admit it. Restructuring, that means trying to make electric cars, but we're losing our shirt. They also call it a, quote, challenging marketing experience. Yeah, you make junk that nobody wants, you put money in electric cars that nobody wants, and now you're in trouble. Things are not going too well for Volkswagen. The people's wagon, the people's car. And guess what? Because they went from a simple little Volkswagen Bug that was the people's car to complex, over-engineered plastic pieces of garbage. Well, you might wonder why Volkswagen put $5 billion investment into the electric car company Rivian. Well, now it's all coming up. Volkswagen's having Scouts. They're going to call it Scout Motors, even though they own it, right? They're going to be the electric pickup and the electric SUV they claim is going to be made in the United States. Well, guess what? They're going to be with all the Rivian technology. Obviously. Why do you think Volkswagen invested $5 billion into that company? Volkswagen is having real problems now. They're having to lay people off in Germany and shut factories down. The fact that they put $5 billion, there's $5 billion, they might be flushing right down the toilet. I guess it would have cost them a lot more than that to actually design the whole thing. So they're going to be sharing Rivian's technology building these Scouts. Rivians have been out. They don't sell that many of them. I've only seen 3 of them on the road my entire life, and always looking to see what kind of cars are out there. They're not that popular, but they seem to hold up okay. So I guess Volkswagen's like, man, you know, our electric vehicles, they don't seem to be too good. Let's use Rivian's technology and build these electric Scout pickup trucks. Now, the Scouts aren't going to be out quite some time, 2 or 3 or 4 years from now, right? But you can see what Volkswagen was going. They're like, well, we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. These guys already have electric stuff. So let's give them some money, and then they can share all the technology with us, and we won't have to reinvent the electric wheel. But who knows? By 27, 28, maybe electric cars will be so that they won't even make those things. You never know. GM put a whole bunch of money into self-driving cars. You know, they've lost a fortune on that. Apple, they spent billions to try to develop electric cars and electric full drive, and they gave up. They lost all that money. So, hey, maybe Volkswagen just peed $5 billion down the toilet. It wouldn't surprise me. Now, here's one for one of your viewers about getting your car fixed in a body shop. Why you really want to pay a mechanic like me, a good mechanic, to check out your car after it comes out of the body shop. Now, I do it free for my customers. So when you get it back, bring it over. I'll spend an hour. I'll go through it. I'll put my scan tool, see if it's fixed right or not. Rob from Colorado says, I have a 2016 Toyota Highlander. Got in a wreck. I finally got my car back after 6 months. When I got my car back, the transmission went out because they didn't fill up with fluid. So they had to replace it. They said it was a remanufactured one. Now I'm getting codes for the transmission, and it's saying the all-wheel drive system isn't working. And he says, get this, the funny thing about this whole story was because of my frequent visits with the body shop, I was offered a job because I was detail-oriented. So you can imagine the quality of the workers they hire. I don't know anything about cars. Keep up the great work, he says. Yeah, now, this is why I tell people, you get in a big wreck like he did. you have to have a mechanic like me check. These body shops, they have some of the worst mechanics on the planet. They might be good body men. They can paint. They can bolt fenders on. They can sand, right? And the crappy ones can do Bondo work. But it looks okay from the outside, right? But most of them, they don't have any idea about the mechanical aspects of a car. And when you get in a big wreck, everything's done. The electronics are gone. Mechanical parts are broken. They are no good at fixing. A lot of times, all they do is, oh, we'll send it down the street to Joe. He can fix that, right? Well, and I've seen that so much in my life that the body work looks good. They get the car back in mechanically and electronically. The car's a rolling pile of crap. So, if you do get in a wreck, have your mechanic, or if you don't know a good mechanic, ask your friend, check it out before you sign on the dotted line. You'd say, I'm not paying for this until my mechanic checks it out. You have the right for that. Because, like with him, he keeps going back and forth because they didn't fix it right in the first place. And not making any money now. They don't get paid the second time, so they're going to just do a sloppy job over and over and over again. Now his all-wheel drive system isn't working after they put in a remanufactured transmission, probably a transmission from a junkyard, because that's how body shops work. Whenever they can buy a junk part, they will. So be real wary. Have a guy check out your car after work is done if you get in a reasonable size wreck, because guys that work at these places, half of them, they don't know their rear end from their elbow. Well, finally, some good news. Gas prices dropping across the United States, and they're almost under $3 a gallon now. The only problem is, soon we'll be in the holiday season, and then the companies always raise the price again. It's their holiday gift to all of us Americans. We'll charge you more for gasoline again, and we'll make up some harebrained excuse of why we're raising the price of gasoline. They just do it because it's the holiday season. People tend to drive a little bit more, so they just start to screw them over, which they've always done. Just like when summer vacation comes, people are traveling, they raise the price again. So at least now it's down a little bit, and it's because the price of gasoline worldwide is dropping, demand's dropping, there's all kinds of stuff out there, it's a surplus. So at least for the time being, the price is coming down. Here's one that shows both the stupidity of how people drive and their excuses. A woman in New London, Connecticut, was arrested for driving 109 miles an hour with kids in the back seat, and she said she was speeding because she had to use the bathroom. She was in a 65-mile zone. She was doing 109. The state police also said, as they were following her, she passed several rest areas before she was pulled over. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, you just passed 3 bathrooms back there, honey. Well, they're throwing the book at her, and good. She was charged with illegal operation of a motor vehicle under suspension because, guess what? She'd lost her license before, reckless driving, second-degree reckless endangerment, and 2 counts of risk of injury to a child. She was released on a $1,000 bond and a referral to the Connecticut Department of Children and Families. Put her own kids at risk, and then she left. I had to go to the bathroom. Yeah, didn't work. Well, she was 21, I'll say that, you know. So probably has nothing in her head but rocks. And an excuse like that isn't going to work, especially after you've passed some bathrooms on the way while you were speeding and the police were watching you. Now, here's a good reason why you don't want to try to fix your car with a flat tire or whatever on the side of the highway. Back in my old town in Houston, a woman was arrested because they said she killed a man who was changing a flat tire on the Katy Freeway. It's a big giant freeway, right? The guy got a flat, almost done putting it on. Here comes this woman, wham, smashes and kills him. Maggie Ann Louise Weber, who's 29, faces not only manslaughter, but intoxication manslaughter. She was previously charged for driving under the influence. 5 months later, she runs into a guy and kills him while she's drunk. Now, this happened in the early hours. An even bigger reason, do not try to change your tire on the highway early in the morning. That's when the drunks are out. She got caught for DUI. They should have taken her license away for at least a year or more, right? No. Obviously, they didn't. Probably had a jailhouse lawyer or something. Oh, no, she's good now. And then what does she do? She goes out and kills somebody. I hope they throw the book at her. She goes to Huntsville for years for killing somebody while she's drunk. It's a warning to all of us. Don't try changing your tire on a highway. Pull over, get the heck out of the way, and call AAA or a tow service. You don't want to be working on the side of the highway. Now, let's say you got a flat that's going down or whatever. If there's any way you can get over on the next exit somewhere, fine, or pull over or wherever, but not on the side of a highway. People don't pay attention anymore, and in this case, there's drunks everywhere riding around. 2, 3, 4 in the morning, they're coming back from the bars. Don't try to fix your car by the side of the highway. Big mistake. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.